Welcome to Death Metal Cycle, and today I'm going to show you what the hell I just bought. Alright, for some reason I got the day off. It's super nice outside. It's been kind of off and on rain. Long story short, I get to go out and rip, which is kind of a blessing, honestly. Nobody's out, everyone's at work, all that stuff. I freaking blew it, pretty stoked. I picked up a new bike. This bad boy right here, excuse me for the angles, I don't have a selfie stick. 1950 pan motor in a aftermarket frame. It's kind of raked to shit. And yeah, I freaking got this thing and I own it now. So it's pretty crazy. It's legal. It's a special construction, which is lame, but I don't care. I'm not a purist, and this thing's not going to be a period correct bike. I'm, eventually going to do stuff to it, but right now I'm just ripping and riding it. It's brand new motor, refreshed from the bottom all the way up. I got like 80, 90, maybe even 100 miles on it. I'm not really too sure. I've been ripping like 20 miles, so 40. Shoot, I guess I already did 50 miles on it, and it's been quite the journey. But let me go over this thing. Let's look at it. All right, there it is. 1950 FL pan motor, ratchet top, of course, straight piped. It's got a hell of a rake on it. I wanted the wide glide. The guy wanted to put a Springer on it, but kind of wanted to make this a runner. I'll put a picture in right here what it looked like when I picked it up, and it had the bubblier tire on it, a smaller one. I'm not really sure what the heck those are called, front brake and all that. And I'll go over what the hell I did in a minute, but it's got pretty cool blue paint job. The guy I got this from ran this bike across the states for 6 or 7 weeks and not a darn problem with it. And then he eventually pulled the motor, had it redone. So it was like this when he ran it around the states. Of course, a couple things are different. I think he had a sissy bar on it and whatever stuff to pack with. But yeah, split tanks. It's got the, I don't remember what type of dash this is, but that's like a knucklehead dash. I don't think that's Panhead stuff. And yeah, closed primary. He said he had a chain on it, and then when he rebuilt this thing, he put a belt on it. Thank gosh. Drum brake, which I'm having issues with. I'll put a clip in right now of me blowing it. Here's a fun thing. The drum brake's already seizing up all the time, so I gotta figure that out. It might be the master cylinder in the front. See? Ooh, shit. Don't do that. Yeah. What a darn shame. That's all good. Yeah, it doesn't want to turn off, does it? Uh-oh. What a pain in the butt. Probably gonna have to turn off the power to it so it doesn't die. I'm gonna pull the switch and fuss with it. But yeah, I got it to release. I think it just gets hot. I'm not really sure. I don't know anything about drum brakes, but it might be the master cylinder having issues getting stuck. Maybe I gotta take it apart and clean it. So right away I got this thing and I told the guy to put some miles on it because I don't know what the hell it sounds like, what it's supposed to do. So he put about 40-50 miles on it supposedly, and it ran great. So then I got it. I think he topped it off with oil for some reason. I'm not really sure. By the time I got home with this thing, it was pluming oil all over the place, and I don't know anything about this thing, so I was all scared. I don't know if it's over pressurized or what, and I took the oil cap off the tank and it just started, I don't want to say shooting oil, but it was just glugging oil out. So I put the cap back on, let it cool down, and it was still really full. So I had to figure that out. And I think he just put too much oil in it. So saying that, I already cleaned this up, ruined my sticker job. Actually his sticker job. I like the American sticker, that's pretty cool. But I screwed it up, cleaning it up, trying to get the oil off. Right away I noticed this here was oil. It still leaks oil. Ooh, it's hot. And it was leaking pretty good onto the wrapped pipes. So every time I stop, it's pluming smoke everywhere. But I kind of tightened these, probably too much. I'm sure I screwed it up. And what else? I'm trying to think of all the things to tell you about. It's on electronic, not points. Let me know in the comments how much you hate that. I think that's pretty sweet. If I break down, I'm screwed. Brand new. I mean, it's starting to leak a little bit here and there. The back is weeping. It's not leak, it's weep. So hopefully that's stock. Normal Panhead business. There's that darn brake is leaking, I think. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, pretty sweet. Brand new filter. I just put an oil change on it, ripped it like 20 miles, and I think I just did another 15. So it is actually starting to run really good. Kind of sucks. I hate doing this break-in mileage stuff because you got to kind of give it like a third of the throttle and let off, let it go, downshift. You got to be all over the place. You can't hammer on it. Pretty much babying this thing, but the more I ride it, the funner it gets. Basically, pretty sweet. Okay, so on to the front end here. The reason why I took the front tire off was because it was diving. It kept doing that. Well, it doesn't keep doing it. It still is doing this weird motion, and at first I thought maybe it was a clutch situation, or I don't know, the transmission or whatever needed to be fixed, or put oil in it, or I don't know. That's what it felt like to me. Was it was like not grabbing. So instead of doing a bunch of crazy stuff, I took the front tire off, had it balanced, put the big bubbly tire back on, ripped it around, and it still just bounced all over the place. So to eliminate the tire being bad, or you know, out of shape or out of round or whatever, I put the 21 on, my spare, which I don't want to because it's a crusty, I don't know, chopper 21 from a Sportster. But whatever, it's got a brand new freaking tire on. I barely ripped that tire at all. Actually, I don't even think I have. And it still is kind of doing this weird out around thing. Let me show you. So he put this together. He rebuilt it just now. So it's already kind of leaking a lot, actually. So that could be two problems. Maybe those tubes are overflowing and it's causing it to either not be able to compress, or maybe it's the axle. Maybe the axle's out of round. And then it diving is causing the seals to kind of not work as good. So what I got to do next is change the axle. I got another wide glide axle. Hopefully that one fits on there. It should. And if that takes it out, I'll be stoked. If it's still doing the same exact thing, I'm gonna have to maybe take the oil out of those forks and redo it, or re-put oil in there. Try to figure that out. Maybe put too much. I don't really know. Let me know in the comments if you know what's up with that. What do they do if they're too full or not too full? I figured if they're too full, it'd just be bouncy. It wouldn't really ride with the road. But maybe, I guess when it's too full, it's just hitting the road bumps. That's what it feels like, is it's just constantly jumping. The other funny thing is, the other day I was coming home and the headlight, the bracket the guy made broke. So right away I ditched that thing because it was pretty far out, and then I fabbed up a new a new light setup. I had this one sitting in the box for my other chopper bike, and this light on my other shovel, so that's there now. I kind of like it. It's pretty cool. The other thing is this setup, he had him far back and the bars like that, like old school style. I put them up more, kind of T-barred them, way better. But I've noticed that when you flop this thing up and turn the handlebars, one of these will bend. So I've been trying to tighten these things up. You can kind of tell I've been fussing with it. So I got to figure that out. Yeah, that's kind of a pain in the nuts. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep those or what. I was going to put some bars that are taller on it, but I need another clutch cable and possibly figure that out. The other thing is, I know everybody, all the chopper cool guys are probably saying, what the hell is this mongoloid thing? That thing is so comfortable. Be tough to get rid of that. I would like to get my lady on here and have like a king and queen, but that's down the road. That's more money. Right now I'm poor from buying this thing, so all my bikes are for sale. I've got a 2016 Sportster coming up for sale. I'm going to put a video out on it, getting it all cherry. Wait for that one. That will be coming down the pipe in a week or two. All right, I'm gonna try to set this camera up and let's kickstart this bad boy. All right, I'm on helmet cam, so bear with me. I'm still learning all the kicking sequences and all that crap, which I don't think it needs one. Maybe it does. Woo. Already smell fuel. I don't want it to... Okay, there it is. That's my 1950 Pan chopper. It'll be a chopper someday. It's kind of a bobber now. It's still breaking in, so I don't want to sit there and have it idle and blip the throttle a bunch of times. I got to keep it moving. So yeah, that's that chopper. Let me know what you think about it. Go in the comments, yell at me, scream at me, tell me what I'm doing wrong. But I guess I'm a Panhead guy now. Like, subscribe, comment. And if you like more videos on this bike and how it's breaking in, let me know. But for now, while you're waiting for all those cool Panhead videos, check out all these other ones I'm building on my other chopper, my 73 Conehead shovel.